My name is Jeff Forsythe. I live in Hagerstown, Maryland. I've been raising pigeons probably now for ever since I've been a kid, for probably about 40 years. I have rollers, I have African owls, and Oriental frills. And I've only been dealing with the Oriental frills and African owls for probably about 5 years. My favorite color in the blondinettes is black lace. Satinettes is black lace. My owls, probably my pieds. To prepare for a show, you got to make sure the beaks are trimmed. You got to make sure they're clean. You got to make sure they don't have any lice. There's a lot of things that go on in preparing yourself for a pigeon show. I guess what I like in a blondinette and satinette, I like a real nice tight lacing, as well as a big head on my birds. And sometimes that's very difficult to get in hens, and right now I'm trying to develop a strain where I can raise some real nice black lace sat hens and black lace sat cocks. And I'm on my way, but I've only been there 5 years, and I've raised quite a few nice birds. And my stud of birds came from Tom Barrett's and Danny Raposa.
Now, out of the birds that you received from those two guys, is there anyone else you purchased birds from along the way?
Well, yeah, I purchased them from Homer Burke many, many years ago. It was really where I got my actual start. But now the birds have developed. I've developed them better than what they were back then. So I changed up on some things and introduced some of Barrett's birds. So yeah, some of them are combinations of Burke and Barrett, but the overall stud of my family is Barrett and Raposa birds.
Okay. And just so that everyone knows, do you have just one loft, or do you have more than one loft? And
I've got one loft with 2, 4, 6, 8 different sections in it.
Okay. And do you separate the birds?
I separate them at the end of October for my breeding season.
Okay.
And I try to put them together on Valentine's Day, but where I live, the weather is a big factor there.
Okay. Okay. And is there anything that you do special as for vitamins or for anything for maintenance of your birds?
Actually, people don't. I used to raise racing homers, and one of the best things that I do is put garlic in the water. And then as far as electrolytes, instead of going out and buying these electrolytes, one of the best things you can do is get the regular colored Gatorade and put a teaspoon of powdered Gatorade, put a teaspoon per gallon in the water. And that's the best electrolytes you can really use, because when you look at it, that's what the athletes drink.
Wow. Okay. And let's see. How many shows a year do you usually participate in or attend?
Usually it's probably 4 or 5 a year,
okay,
depending on the distance I have to travel.
Okay. And what's your favorite show out of all the ones you usually...
I like Lancaster and Kentucky, the Louisville show. That's my favorite 2 shows.
Okay. And do you have anyone that's helped you along the way through breeding, like a mentor?
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as my frills and sats go, would be Tommy Barrett's, and my African owls, I contribute a lot of that to Jimmy Saunders. Okay. He's gotten me started in my African owls, and he's got me some nice birds.
Okay.
I mean, there's numerous guys that's helped me along the way, but mostly were my stud of, and Tommy's Angle. I can't leave out Tommy's Angle. So I've gotten some birds from my African owls from Tommy's Angle and Tony DeQuaglio.
Okay. Fine. And which clubs do you belong to?
The AOC and the Eastern Oriental Flow Club.
And the Eastern Oriental Flow Club. Okay. Fine. Well, thank you so much.
Shannon Hart.
We both live in, obviously, since we're married, in Williamston, Michigan. We breed blondinettes, satinettes, turbits, and turbantines. I've had pigeons on and off since I was 7 years old, so almost 40 years. And just recently dragged Shannon into them. I started off with birds from Don Chevalier and Henry Schmall back in the 70s, late 70s. I learned a lot from Henry, and then later on I got a lot of help from Dale Jett and Tom Burridge. Both guys have helped me tremendously in this hobby, as well as Shannon, of course, my most recent help. That's pretty much it.
Is there any specific colors that you prefer over others?
I personally like the black blondinets. That's what we try to concentrate on.
Uh-huh.
I like Duluths as well.
Yeah, all the Duluths, of course. Those are another toughy, fun color that
And-
you like.
How many birds would you say you have now?
We have 6 pairs of blondinets, 4 pairs of satinets, probably 6 pairs of turbits, and then we have 100-weight homers and probably 50 pairs of feeders.
And do you have one loft or multiple lofts?
We have one loft that's 24 by 16. And it's heated, running water, all of that.
Electricity.
Yeah.
All right. All right, well, thank you.
Thanks.